AskReddit by iSolution 1234. What show has the biggest collection of unlikable characters? 90 Day Fiancé. What a horror show. Angela's just mean for real, but they all need therapy. Separate therapy. Succession. You can't make a omelette without breaking some Gregs. Shameless. It seems like every character does something outrageously dislikable at some point. Kevin was pretty cool. The whole main cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia are terrible people you'd never want to have as friends or relatives, regardless of how hilarious the show is. I realize that Artemis is the only person that in their orbit that hasn't suffered or been fucked over by them. She's probably just as bad as them, I guess. Edit. People have pointed out some other people in their sphere that have gone unscathed. Carmen. Mac's mom. Ben the soldier. Zed. Mad Men. I love the show, but they are all terrible people. Deleted. Grey's Anatomy after there was barely anyone left from MAGIC and McDreamy, Doc, the dog, Lexi were cut out from the show and Bailey became all mushy and falling apart towards the latter part too. It was just bleh after that. I was absolutely shocked to find out it's still running. I had to stop watching Shameless because it just became a one-upping contest with how awful all the protagonists could become. I quit after Fiona left her coke out and Liam got into it. Weeds. Every single character is a horrible person. Looking back at that show, I mostly kept watching for Andy and Doug. Always Sunny. Definitely my answer. Are they entertaining? Absolutely. Would I lose my mind if I had to spend 10 minutes with one of them in real life? Highly probable. Hell, it's a running joke in the show that everybody who has extended contact with them just has their life get worse and worse and worse every time they reappear on the show. The Walking Dead. We just literally stopped watching it because we just didn't even like most of the characters that were left. I gave up when it became an endless cycle of the same plot. Find a new place, drama, attack, move, repeat. My final straw came when Glenn fell off of the dumpster and died and I said there's no way he is dead. This show will bring him back and they did. The Secret Life of the American Teenager. They are all entitled, none of them make good decisions. When that show debuted, I knew a woman who would co-host watch parties with her then teenage daughter. I tried to watch that, and within about 5 minutes, I knew it was the kind of show where, if I had kids, I would watch it with them just so I could explain to them why this is not how they should act. Sons of Anarchy. Scumbags, the lot of them. Even the children. I'd have the show on while working at my desk. Didn't watch a single episode after they killed off Opie. Working moms. I don't like any of them. It's Always Sunny is an obvious answer, but that's on purpose. Yes. Working moms. The main mom gave me the heebie-jeebies but I still watched it. She was such a selfish nasty witch. The Kardashians. Ozark. Buddy was absolutely lovable. Always Sunny. I love the show and they meld together well, but goddamn every last one of them is a total pose and I wouldn't want to know a single one personally. I'd be scared of them if they were a real group of friends. Search Party. I absolutely love this show, one of my favorites. And yes, every character is a total moron. I'm going with Sons of Anarchy. OP was cool, but every other character was a loathsome piece of shit. Edit. I wanted to add that some characters, like Tegan Shibs, were pretty likable, but that has more to do with the personal charisma of their actors, Kimco Aites and Tommy Flanagan. They were both still remorseless scumbags. Peep Show. Every character is a horrible person, and I love them all. Arrested Development, still so damn good. I never cared for Gob. I love the show, but many of the characters in The Office are very shallow, scheming, and self-centered. I once made the realization that this is the main difference between The Office and Parks and Rec. The characters in The Office are all at some level unlikable deep down, even if they seem great at the surface. And in Parks and Rec everyone is completely lovable despite their flaws. Succession. Horrible characters, and yet I cared about every single one of them. I agree with this, and the way you phrased this just made something click for me about the people who like this show, vs people who can't get into it. I've heard people say that people who like it come from dysfunctional families, which I agree with to a degree, but the thing about caring for people who are unlikable is a slightly different variation of that, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I'm currently watching The Morning Show and hate literally every character lol. Hang on pal, season 3 gets infinitely worse. Girls. I like that it was a more realistic, gritty version of young adult life. But yeah, Lena Dunham is gross. Oz, most of the inmates were absolutely horrible, and so were the officers. Tobias wasn't that bad if I'm recalling correctly. Also, Barbara Badow, Arnold Poet Jackson, Sister Peter Marie Riamondo, Tim McManus, Father A. Mukada, Dr. Gloria Nathan and Augustus Hill. The rest were horrible. But it was a great show.